It's a lunch hour in Vegas, and we're on the dot with Dot and Mia here on PHLV Radio.
Hello, Las Vegas. Hello, world. Hello, Philippines. Lunch hour, and you're with Dot and Mia, and this is Dot.
And hello, I'm Mia, and welcome to our 6th episode, the Christmas edition of Dot and Mia.
Wow.
Where we give you answers to life's questions through effective life coaching processes.
Yes. And what we do, life coaching is not psychotherapy or counseling. Life coaching is simply partnering with you so you find your own inner power to deal with your life questions. And by the way, this is in cooperation with the University of the Philippines Alumni Association of Nevada, and but the UP is not responsible for what we're doing here. We're just in cooperation with, yes.
And PHLV.
And
so last
PHLV.
week we were talking about reconnection and severance, and we had a lot of listeners last week, all the way from Dubai and the Philippines. So we're very glad that
Nice.
you're tuning in to us. And we have a comment from, hang on one second, let me just read that.
Someday when we go live.
From Luigi Roloda.
Okay, yes.
And he was saying he would want some more topics on entrepreneurship, side hustle, mindset, motivation, and self-development and empowerment for our people.
Okay. So is this a side hustle? Is that when you dance to the left, to the
To the
left,
hustle.
to the right, to the right, to the hustle?
I was asking about that. Is that a side job?
I think so. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll ask him.
So yeah.
Yeah, if you're watching this, Luigi, go ahead and make your comment. Clarify us.
All right. So this week we're going to talk about the Pinoy culture that we bring abroad.
Okay. Do you think it's possible we bring in our member first?
Oh, sure.
Let's- so that she can hear and she can comment afterwards.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So our member highlight for today is a graduate from the University of the Philippines in Diliman and a retired teacher. And she is a, perfect
She's perfect.
for this
Yes.
episode because she's very funny, very witty, and let's see what her insights are. This is just a light episode,
All right,
So
yes.
not so
Yes,
much
okay.
dealing with problems. So
Yes.
since it's our Christmas edition, so
Yes.
our member highlight today is Miss Esther Reyes.
Hello, Tita Esther.
Hello.
Yes.
I have never been called perfect before. Thank you.
Okay, so now you are called perfect. Yay!
Yes.
Yes. So Mia is going to read something, Tita, and then we will ask your opinion.
So
Go ahead.
what is Pinoy culture? Well, Pinoy is slang for Filipino.
Okay.
And culture, based on Webster, culture is the characteristics and knowledge of a particular group of people. So, people from the Philippines at this point. So, encompassing language, religion, cuisine, social habits, music, and arts.
Okay.
Okay. So, the letter sender is Miss Gina B.
Hello, Gina.
Hello, Gina. Hello, Dot and Mia. I have a crazy, funny experience as a vendor of a Filipino comfort food called the silog. A
Silog.
combo meal.
Is she from here, from the U.S.?
Let me read. I don't
Okay.
think so. But you know how they have the tap silog and
Yes.
the corn
Okay.
silog. So it's the Filipino comfort food called the silog. A combo meal with garlic rice and 2 eggs with a protein dish like tapa, longanisa, tocino. Sometimes my customers try to deviate from the combo meal to spend lesser than the actual cost of the meal. Customer number 1 said, Ate, Ate.
Ate is like an older,
Older
sister. Yes,
sister.
it's
Or form
It's a
of
term.
respect to. That's
Yes,
you
it's a
know.
form of respect.
Right.
Yes. Ate kuya.
So, ate, how much is a tapsilog if I don't get the 2 eggs that go with it?
Okay.
So, Gina B said, the same cost because it's a combo.
Okay.
So, customer 1 said, but I don't want the eggs.
Okay.
Overhearing the conversation, another customer said, customer number 2, excuse me, if you don't want the eggs, can I have it?
Can I have the eggs you don't want?
So the original customer said, okay, so you pay for the egg.
Oh, wow.
So asking the vendor, customer 2 said, so ate, how much is the egg? So the Gina B said, $2 for 2 eggs.
Okay, so she's in the US.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Process of deduction.
The dollar sign.
So customer number 2 said, what? But one tray of egg is $2.35. That's 12 eggs.
Okay.
So obviously, customer number 2 is trying to disregard the cooking of the eggs, the oil, the labor cost, the ingredients, the overhead, and other expenses. So I said, okay, I give you 12 raw eggs right now instead of 2 cooked eggs with your meal.
Okay, so you just go to the grocery. Okay.
Raw egg na lang. So this is only one sample of situations where people, Filipinos usually, try to work around the system to beat it.
Okay.
One of the many amusing yet annoying Filipino traits we bring along abroad. Thank you and have a Merry Christmas. Sincerely, Gina B.
Thank you for that funny
Crazy
funny
story.
crazy story, Gina. Tita Esther, where are you? Woohoo! So
It's
Tita,
okay.
did you
All
hear
that.
that story?
Yes.
And
It's a set menu. If it's a set menu, there should be a disclaimer that says no substitution allowed.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that will solve the problem of I don't like this. I like half an egg. I like egg white. I like blue eggs, purple eggs, Easter eggs.
Dr.
No
Soy's eggs.
Quail
substitution.
eggs.
There is a disclaimer.
No
I think
substitution.
vendors tend to assume that people understand and take it for granted that they do. But it is very unsafe to assume that everybody will agree on a price, on a set menu, on this and on that. It's because people are different. And probably it's not only Filipinos, but some people do that too. Like, instead of hash browns, can I have pancakes?
Right,
Okay.
right.
Things
Yes.
like that.
Yes,
And
yes.
server will say, it's $2 more if you alter something.
Yes,
Right.
I've
They have that in
experienced that.
fast foods too.
Yes.
You'd see it underneath. No substitutions. Or, yeah.
Very good.
That's
So,
true.
Tita, and Mia as well, what Filipino culture, because our topic is about culture, right? It's not just about
Yes.
haggling is one of our, bargaining, negotiating is one of our strengths as a Filipino. And if you
Strength
go,
and weakness and
if you go to Thailand and Hong Kong, it's the same. They haggle all the way down, and other Asian countries. So, what Filipino culture did you bring with you that's still showing up here in the U.S.? Tita Esther or Mia, go ahead.
I'll let
Okay.
Tita Esther do it first.
You know what? Culture is not a package that you bring. It is not a balikbayan box. It's not in your carry-on. It is not anything tangible like that. However, it manifests in everything you do. The way you talk, the way you smile, the way you greet people, the way you fix your house, the way you walk, the
That's
way you
true.
put your shoes in the garage, and the way you have a tabo in the bathroom.
Okay, so what do you have with you, Tita?
All of the above.
All of the above.
Bring- What did I bring with me?
So you said it's not something that you bring like a
It is not
package,
something
but
tangible that you carry.
yes, but
It is in everything you do.
so you are still basically intrinsically, essentially a Filipino Living in the
Yeah,
US
in everything.
in everything.
Like, I put my shoe in the garage. I have a tabo,
Yeah, I don't have a tabo.
things like that, and it's fun. But
It's
people are getting used to it already, so I presume that it is becoming a little bit acceptable every day.
What is the English for a
Plus,
tabo?
dipper.
A dipper, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Yes, a dipper.
plus also the way we network with friends.
Okay.
Something
Yes.
that is very, very precious to me. We have
Mm-hmm.
friends from near and far. And if we have relatives in Canada, in Timbuktu, in anywhere else, we visit.
Yes.
Well,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, we can't visit now.
Not now. Not
Not
now.
now, but
Yes.
soon we will be able to.
Yes. How about you, Mia?
Well, as you know, I'm part of the Filipiniana Dance Company of Las Vegas, so I try to impart the Philippine folk dance, and also I bring in the language. We speak to our children in Tagalog
Okay.
since birth, so they speak fluent Tagalog.
Yes.
All three of them.
Yeah. So the language is
The
still
language,
is
yeah.
still very much alive in your household.
Yes.
The thing about culture, especially as immigrants here in the U.S., which uh, which is a country full of immigrants, is we bring with us habits, language, like you said, mindsets, thought systems, belief systems with us, and our the difficulty lies if we expect the rest of the population to join us, or if we expect them to understand what we have within us, in the same manner that we have difficulty understanding what's going on in them, like the Americans. I never fully understood how how essential the credit system is, the your credit
Oh,
score is,
right,
because
right,
in my
yeah.
mindset, I lived without credit cards in the
always
Philippines. I
cash.
never had credit cards, and I never had any utang. I didn't have any debt, not a single centavo. So when I came here, I
That's
said,
good.
"How could that be? Why is it so important to you to have a credit score?" So it was only like 5 years after my marriage that I understood the importance of the credit score. So yeah. So anyway, Tita, you mentioned earlier that it's the global something about we live in a world where we interact. I can't remember your exact words, but what came to me was the word global or international, or it's a world. It's a big world. So this is
Yeah,
where, did you say something about that, Tita? Yes?
yes, the Filipino culture is getting recognition far more than before right now. I in the event of this pandemic, it helps put Filipinos to the frontliners, and it really boosts our culture a lot. The way we care about others, the
Oh,
way
yes.
we are compassionate,
The
The
the way
Filipino
we
nurses
never
and
nurse,
forget,
yes.
the Filipino frontliners, especially,
Right, yeah.
yes. Yes.
and it is over and above the call of duty sometimes.
Yes, we give
Like
them
they
Very
will
extra
true.
put
mile.
a cell phone on the patient so that they can talk to a loved one.
Yes, yes. So,
Something like that is very, very precious to somebody who is suffering all alone.
all right.
Yes.
That is so relevant right
Don't mean
now.
to be sad, okay, but that's the reality of the way we live right now. I don't think we can neglect that fact.
Yes, that is correct, Tita. Thank you for bringing that up, because people are lonely right now. I mean, how many days before Christmas? If it's a Wednesday,
It's the
today it's the
23rd. 2 days
23rd,
before Christmas.
2 days before Christmas, and people are still isolated.
Yeah.
People still long to hold their beloveds, and the Filipino culture, most especially, we are such a close people, such a
Especially
close,
during Christmas.
especially yes, Christmas and New Year. Oh, the food we eat.
Have
So,
you been to a Filipino party?
yes, and food is part of our culture. And the letter sender said about the combo, the tapsilog and the silog.
Oh, yeah.
So tapa is. Can you explain that a little bit? It's a kind.
It's beef marinated in soy sauce.
Tati.
Uh-huh. What's that,
What's
patis?
that, Tita?
Beef tapa?
Beef
Yes.
tapa.
It's
Explain.
dried.
Dried?
It's
Dried.
dried, yes.
Uh-huh.
And
And
salted.
and C stands for sinigang?
Sinangag.
Sinangag.
Fried rice.
Okay,
Garlic
sinangag
fried
is
rice usually.
fried rice.
Yeah.
And log
Is
is
eggs, which is itlog,
Itlog.
in Tagalog for eggs.
yes. Then there's the bargaining. The can I substitute this for a lesser price and that.
Yeah. It's actually negotiations, but in a sly way.
In a certain way. What that brings me to share right now is the law of sufficiency and the law of abundance. So we were talking about the law of attraction in our previous episodes, and in terms of culture, especially the marriage of 2, 3, 4 or more cultures in this melting pot called the U.S. United States of America and the world. United World of America, United Cultures of America. So there are 7 universal laws, Mia and Tita Esther, and our friends listening. So we're familiar only with the law of attraction. But there are 6 others or 7 others, and I brought my little note here with me. One is, so the law of attraction is number 1. Number 2 is the law of deliberate creation. The law of deliberate creation. You remember that, Mia, when I asked you to imagine and I asked you to think of your ideal, yes, your ideal customer. That's the law of deliberate creation. The third one is the law of allowing. This is where our customer comes in. Our mentality as a client and our mentality as a business owner. I allow you to go ahead, live your own life, do your thing, focus on the lifestyle that you want, but stay on your lane. Do not force
Boundaries.
me to subscribe to your mindset or to your lifestyle in the same way that I will not do that to you. So this is my business and no substitution allowed, but I can do the I can allow you. If it's my choice, I can allow you. Okay, you can substitute tapa with longganisa. That's the law of allowing, but do not force me. In the same way that I do not force you, I allow you to be who you are, and you allow me to be who I am. That's especially precious here in our culture. And I'm gonna ask your opinions in a little bit after I read all the 8 laws, 8 universal laws coming from the quantum success. The 7 universal laws are universal. Nobody owns these laws. But I learned this from the Christy Whitman Coaching International. And so the third is law of allowing. The fourth is law of sufficiency and abundance. Most of the time, our cultural mindset as Pinoys, we come from a sense of lack. Life was difficult. Life is hard. We were impoverished and all that. But that kind of mindset, we're bringing that into our present moment, and it creates obstacles in the way of abundance. So the law of sufficiency and abundance says that we have enough air for everyone. We have enough resources for everyone. It's just that we're congregating in small spaces and we're consuming more than we're supposed to consume because we do not believe in abundance and sufficiency. So we grab and we become greedy. And so when we remember the law of sufficiency and abundance, it makes us relax a little bit more. Say, hey, there's enough eggs for everyone, okay? I can't eat all 12 eggs right now. Just 1 egg. Because it's the law also of moderation because we have sufficiency. We have sufficient resources. The law of detachment is another one. When we plant something, we leave it alone. And when we desire something, we leave it alone and allow the universe to let that grow. That's the law of detachment. Then there's the law of pure potentiality. That in the world of infinite potentiality, It's pure, you know, what sometimes what you can create in your mind comes forth. I mean, who would have thought, Mia, that we would be able to talk to Tita Esther, and she lives way down there near Aliante, and we're here, and that was just a pure potential in the past, and it has come to pass. The seventh is the law of polarity. This is the black and white, the he and the she, the dark and the light, the polarity, the opposites. And the last one is the law of reflection. This is also important in hi. This is also important in culture, because sometimes we navigate, most of the time we navigate around people we really like and we love. So this is the law of reflection. The person, you tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are. Birds of the same feather are beautiful together, you know,
Our
like
birds.
that. Our birds. All right, so 8 different laws of the universe. And what can you say about this, Mia and Tita Esther? Does something come up for you?
You want to go first, Tita?
Yes, you know what? My favorite one is the law of abundance.
Yes.
You will never feel the lack of.
Yes.
If you think that everything will be satisfactory, everything will be more than satisfactory, and there will even be enough to share.
That is so true,
People,
Tita.
yes, some people feel that if they show that they have abundance, people will borrow money. People will say, "Oh, you're so
Oh,
rich." People will
yes.
say whatever else they want to say. But the law of abundance extends from yourself to everybody else. And it is just a matter of perspective that I don't lack this because I have an abundance of love. I have an abundance of friends.
Perfect. See, Mia
I
is
have a,
correct. You're perfect.
I don't have that much money, but I have an abundance of time. And
Exactly.
whatever money I have, it's enough, and I can stretch it.
Yes. That is also called, that wealth is, what is that? What do they call that? It's, I'm sorry, I'll remember it later. Time affluence. Ooh, time
Yes.
affluence. You
Affluence.
have, if time is wealth, time is golden, then we are time affluent right now. Yes, Mia, go ahead. You were saying something.
No, what was the first law that you mentioned about the allowing the
The
borders?
law of allowing, the law of deliberate creation.
Oh,
Allowing.
so it's the law of allowing that I
Okay.
like most because I know how to say no, and I know my boundaries, and I wouldn't allow people to treat me the way I don't want them to treat me. So yeah,
Yes, yes. The law of allowing is really the opposite. It shows up when we are about to learn that law. It shows up as a very irritating circumstance when our sense of control is triggered.
yes,
So, why are you triggered, Dot? Oh, I have no control of this son of mine, or this daughter of mine, or this husband of mine. Oh, it's time for you to learn the law of allowing, that they have their own lives to lead, they have
Oh,
their own
yes.
destiny, their own blueprint. Yes. Tita Esther here is, when she said the law of abundance and sufficiency, Tita Esther is also very creative. She brings with her, she wears her own earrings.
She made them.
Yes, she makes her own
Yes.
stuff. Yes, that
Because
is
I don't
abundant.
like to waste time. I don't like to sit around doing nothing. So I do this, I do that, I crochet, I make those earrings, and I learned to make those things a long time ago. I believe I learned to crochet in elementary,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't forget it. I pick it up every now and then, and I still know how.
So
I
Tita,
learned to make those earrings in high school, and I
oh
picked it
wow,
up again, and I still know how.
the
di-
practical arts.
Because
very good.
now is the
Uh-huh.
time to make things.
Yes,
Since you have all this time at home.
yes. That's a part of the pure potentiality and
Oh
deliberate
yeah.
creation. Yes,
Yes,
yes. Tita, so when you were a teacher, you retired when? When did you retire?
I
Like
retired
5 years
in
ago?
2011.
All right.
a long time
Like
ago. But
9 years
then I
ago.
substituted up to 2015.
Oh, okay.
What showed up for you? What are you proud of as a Filipino?
As a
As a
Filipino.
Filipino and teaching in the US, what were you proud of about yourself and your culture?
Well, you know what? The thing that I'm most proud of is that I was able to do my job in another country, in a different culture, basically transported.
Mm-hmm.
Being an elementary teacher a long time ago, I graduated in 1965. And ever since 1972, I never taught elementary anymore. I was in the university setting. And when I came to the US, I realized that in the university, if you are not known, there's nobody who will enroll under you. They have to know who you
Oh.
are and recognize you. And so I went back to the basics and I went to elementary school. And
Mm-hmm.
when I walked in the room, I said, "Oh, this feels like home." And I just
Okay.
stepped right there and I was teaching second grade, which was okay. And then after that, I was moved to middle school math, which I really didn't know what to do. I was never a math teacher. And so I learned the lessons the night before. I was teaching 6th, 7th, and 8th grade math. And I bought these long pieces of paper home and I copied examples on the board, on the pieces of paper, and I glued it to the board. And the next day, the principal said, "Oh, you're very good in this and that. You're hard."
You're
And I
hired.
did say, "Well, I just learned that last night."
She's learning at the
What
same
what does
time.
that say about her as a Pinoy, Mia?
Ingenious.
Yes, very creative, ingenious, and resourceful. Yeah. Uh huh.
I was in Detroit, Michigan, and the children were native African American children, and my hair was straight. My hair is not really like this, my hair.
Are you
And
wearing a wig?
no, it's my hair, but it's straight. They
Okay.
associate
Just kidding,
black
Tita.
hair as being curly, not being straight. And
Okay.
so they saw my hair and they were doing that and they were trying to braid it, like the little braids that
Uh
they
huh.
do.
Uh huh.
But it didn't stay because when they let it go, it just fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
And they were doing this and that, and I didn't care. They were children to me.
Yeah. So you, aside from being a teacher, you're also very motherly. Yes. Other ways that we are showing up here in the U.S. as Pinoys, we bring in our adobo,
The food, yes.
our food,
Lumpia.
lumpia,
That's what the and
pancit.
pancit. Yeah.
What else? The way we love, the way we as
Respect
mentioned
our
by
parents.
yes, the way we respect our elders. We call
Right.
everybody older than us tita. But since
And
we
ate, like
and ate,
the
like
letters
yes,
under, yeah.
tita, tito,
Right.
and that's from our Spanish years colonization. Tia, tio.
Tia and Tio.
Yes.
Oh, and I also taught my kids how to say po and opo and ho
Opo, po,
for
and
every
ho.
sentences. Yeah.
That's
so
because
they're
you're
more
Tagalog.
polite. Yes.
You're Tagalog, Mia. That's because you lived. That's because you lived in Luzon. We don't have those words in the Visayas.
really?
We don't
Oh,
have po and
interesting.
opo and ho. That's
Oh.
why here I don't use those words rarely, like salamat po, but those are not parts of our language, not even in the Mindanao islands, the po and the
okay.
ho.
But I think that's
distinctive.
also our Filipino culture, being polite.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Filipinos are more polite than I would, yeah, that's what I noticed too.
So about the bargaining now, going back to the bargaining, the hustle. It's a kind of hustle. Do you do that?
I do, but I try to be fair
Okay.
when I bargain.
How about you, Tita? Do you bargain a
you-
lot here?
You also say manang.
Oh yeah,
You also
manang.
say
Yes.
manong.
Yes.
You say dong and inday and stuff like that.
Oh,
and those
In
Inday in
terms of
Luzon
endearment.
is like the maid.
Oh, okay.
Inday in the
No.
Visayas is the boss.
Oh, wow.
Yes, she's the lady of the house. So
What
Inday.
about dong?
We don't use
No.
don't. I don't use don't. I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
just
use
hear
don't.
it.
Yes.
Inday is a term of endearment, and it's, you know what, and it's also respect.
Oh yes, in the Visayas, yes. But I
Yes.
have heard also
Oh.
friends from Luzon that they call Inday
For
their maids,
yeah,
their
in
housemaids.
Manila
Yes,
too.
that's Inday.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
So
it's
Tita,
also a name.
it is a name. I'm
Yeah.
Inday. It's a nickname
Yeah.
for a daughter. Inday. I
Oh,
am
there you go.
Inday. What are you?
Like Nene.
You're a Nene.
No, no, no. I'm just Mia.
You're just me. Tita Esther, were you an Inday or a Nene?
Well, sometimes it depends on who's talking to me.
Okay, so
Sometimes, yeah, the older people say ineng, nene.
Nene.
Some people say indaya. It depends. You know
Okay.
what? I have to add this. The thing that was also so different for me was living alone.
Oh
I lived
yes.
alone in
All
Detroit,
right.
Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know how to handle a key to the house because I never, in the Philippines, you just knock and somebody opens, or the doors are not even locked. And
Mm-hmm.
so I would leave my key in the keyhole. I use the key to open the door, and then I don't pull it out. And somebody's gonna knock, hey, you left your key in the
Ah,
keyhole. Oh, thank
yes.
you. And it was so weird. And I
Yes.
go like, okay, I'll try to remember that I should pull it out. Things like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those are
Mm-hmm.
little things which never occurred to me
Living
that I should
alone.
learn.
Yes. Without the living without the house helper. Cleaning your own stuff, washing your own dishes, doing everything yourself, cleaning the house
No
yourself.
maids.
Yes, no
Yeah.
helpers, no servants. That's the upper class would have servants. Okay, but I don't think that's an in thing right now. Okay, so going back to our letter sender, I know you didn't ask for advice or any coaching practice, but I would just recommend the law of allowing. If the person is being stubborn, if your client is being stubborn and demanding, it's up to you. You can be courteous towards that person. You can also be bossy. No, this is my business. But then you know your pros and cons. You know if you're willing to lose that customer or not. And one trait of the Filipino, which might work very well for you, is a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yes, you can humor your way out of this to the business owner. And for those of us who love to wiggle our way out of expensive stuff, think about the law of abundance and the law of sufficiency. The law of reflection and the law of attraction. Remember, the love you give is the love you receive. The sense of lack that you feel and you project out there will be the same thing that you keep on bringing back into your life. If you constantly feel that life is unfair and you're poor and you can't afford a tapsilog for $2, you won't be able to afford a lot of things, and life will be tighter for you. It's really what you give is what you receive. What you throw out there comes back to you. It's the law of the boomerang thing, the boomerang effect. Be generous, and you will see how life will be very generous towards you.
That's true.
I have stopped asking for, what do you call that? Yung tawad. The
Haggle.
tawad. Haggle. Yeah, I've stopped doing that.
Yeah?
Since when? 2000,
Negotiation. It's called
2005. Yes, like asking for discounts, constantly asking for discounts. I do use the military discount because I love that.
Right.
Do you honor the military? Do you give military discounts? But especially for small business
Oh
owners,
yeah.
we don't. I don't.
That's their
Haggle.
source of living.
Yes. If only I could give extra, keep the change, a tip. That is, I've learned tipping the beautiful way
Yeah.
from John. He tips generously. And I guess I was telling him, maybe that's why life is beautiful, life is generous towards us, because I learned from him to be very generous. He's very generous. He's a generous guy. So that's my take on the letter writer, and we are past our time. No, we're not past our time. We're still on time. So what about you, Mia and Tita Esther? What are your final words for this matter?
My final word is maligayang Pasko.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. So
Last night we had simbang gabi in our church.
yes.
And in the end, our parish priest said, I have something to say. Maligayang Pasko. And everybody screamed, yay!
Yes,
We just said one
maligaya.
word and it made
Yes.
everybody so happy.
Yes, Merry Christmas. Pasko is Christmas. Maligaya is merry or happy. Yeah. And do you still bargain, Tita?
No,
No.
I realized that whatever it is I want to buy has a value. And if that is the value to the seller, it should also be my value. Otherwise,
Beautiful.
if I don't think so, I will look for something else which matches
Oh,
mine.
so beautiful. Say that again. Whatever the value is.
Whatever is the value to the seller is also the value to me.
Oh, that's so
Because
beautiful.
if the values do not coincide, and I
Yes.
think it's too much, I am going to look for something else that will
Yay.
coincide with mine.
Perfect. See,
See?
you are
She-
perfect. Yes. What's the song? Thank you so much,
You
Tita. That is so
are
loaded. I
perfect.
love it. I love it. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. I love it. Okay, Mia, what are your last
For the
words,
letter
parting
sender?
words? Yes.
Well, I think what Tita Esther said was perfect also. Be clear with your rules and regulation. You post it or put it somewhere that there's no substitution. And treat everything, all problems with a sense of humor.
Wow.
And it's much lighter.
Yes. Oh, so yes, Mia. You are also perfect, Mia.
And
Yes.
you too.
We are on the dot.
On the dot.
On the
like
dot
this.
is perfect time. So with that, I guess we end our little show. And what else? Did I miss anything? Oh, you want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And yes, we're still here. We're still
Maligayang
here.
Pasko is
We
Merry
are-
Christmas.
Yes, we are so glad that we have made it this far, Mia, and our listeners, our audience. Kuya Yo, PHLV Radio, always giving, always so generous. Do you know that? We have lots of programs, 24/7. Yay, there he is, the main man.
Or
so generous.
at Simbangabi, because I sing for the choir at Simbangabi
Okay.
at St. Chabel, and the priest said, Father Joel said yesterday, gratitude is a memory of the heart.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
Gratitude is
give
memory of it.
until it hurts.
Yes.
Nice.
And you know what? It won't even hurt anymore. That's Mother Teresa, right? No, I'm not sure. All right. So we're saying goodbye for now for the Zoom call with Tita Esther.
Right, Tita Esther?
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for sharing your reindeer ears with us and for your wisdom. The value for the seller is a value for myself. Something like that. Yes. Thank you, Tita. You want to say
Bye-bye.
your goodbyes?
Merry Christmas.
Merry
See you
Christmas,
this
Tita.
afternoon.
Huh?
See you this afternoon.
Oh,
for
yeah.
the
See you
next-
this afternoon.
Oh, yes,
we
yes,
have a
for
Zoom
Christmas
party.
You
yeah.
forgot?
Yes.
Okay.
So thank you, and for those of you who are from UP, you're free to join us. You're welcome to join us. Although there's a little fee there, there's a membership fee there for a lifetime. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. When we go live next year, we're gonna give you more. Mia, you
More
ready
bloopers.
No, Mia. Thank you, everybody.
So, with our last quote we leave you with a quote from Johann Huizinga. If we are to preserve culture, we must learn to create it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yes, Merry Christmas, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you next week, Wednesday, 12 noon on the dot.
On the dot on PHLB Radio.